Hello everyone and Merry Christmas. Well, we are going to be making some brown sugar cookies. These cookies are great for Santa. They're wonderful last minute cookies to have for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I cannot wait to share them with you. So we have 2 sticks of butter and we're going to be using unsalted butter. I've melted the butter and I've let it cool. And now to my mixer bowl, I'm going to be adding some sugar and I'm going to be adding a 1/2 cup of regular granulated sugar. So these are brown sugar cookies. They come out crispy around the edges, nice and soft in the middle. Next, I'm going to add some light brown sugar and we're going to be putting 1.5 cups of light brown sugar in our bowl. Next, I put my 2 sticks of unsalted butter, which is 1 cup, and it's melted and also cooled. I add that to my mixer as well. Now, this is part of my 12 days of cookies and holiday treats, where every day for 12 days in a row, leading up to Christmas Eve, I share a wonderful holiday treat or a cookie for you to bake and share with your family and friends during the holiday season. So if you are just watching the first of the series or you're at the end of the series, I thank you. I hope you have enjoyed this wonderful Christmas 2023 with me. So next what I do is I have 2 large eggs that I have at room temperature. I add my eggs in one at a time. Now in the description box below, I will have a list of all the ingredients you need to make these delicious brown sugar cookies. So next we're going to put in some vanilla and we're going to be putting in 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. Now if you are new to my channel, I want to welcome you in, and if you're a returner, welcome back. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I invite you to hit that subscribe button and become one of my awesome subscribers. Now once we have our vanilla in our mixer as well, this is like our nice base for our brown sugar cookies. And with this dough that we are making, as a bonus, you'll actually be able to make 2 different cookies. And so this is what you want your slurry, your base, to look like. So now from that, we're going to go on and add our dry ingredients. Now with your dry ingredients, which is first going to be our flour, and I'm using unbleached all-purpose flour. You see how I like to lighten up the flour, and how I lighten up the flour is that when I go into my flour bin to get the flour, I'll scoop up the flour and then I'll shake it out of my measuring cup. I'll scoop up some flour and then I'll shake it out of the measuring cup, and then that helps to kind of aerate the flour, so that way your flour doesn't end up compacted into your measuring cup. So make sure that you do want to do that. Next to our 2.5 cups of flour, I added 1 tablespoon of baking soda, and next I added in 1 teaspoon of regular table salt. Then I take my wire whisk and I whisk together the flour, the baking soda, and the salt to make sure everything is nice and distributed. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to add our dry ingredients to our base. Now, you don't want to add it in all at one time, all your flour at one time, because you're going to end up with a kind of like a clumpy ball. And so you don't want to do that. You just want to add it in a little bit at a time. And so I add in about half of it, and then I scoop up the rest, and then we go on and we add the balance of the flour. Now once it's looking like this, because we don't want to over mix our dough, once it's looking like this, I go on and I turn off my mixer. And if you're using a hand mixer, you want to do the same thing. And then we're going to go on and mix the rest of the dough with our spatula, or you can be mixing with the spoon. Either one is fine. And then you want to make it into a nice cohesive ball, just like this. Now we're going to be refrigerating our dough for a minimum of 2 to 3 hours, but 4 hours or more works best. So I'm going to just go on and put some plastic wrap over my bowl, put it in the refrigerator, and then we're going to give it time to kind of firm up a little bit, and then we're going to come back and bake up our cookies. So our cookies have been in the refrigerator for 4 hours now. We're going to go on and bake them up. We're going to make some nice size cookies that we are going to be making. This is what our dough looks like after being in the fridge chilling. And also we're going to be using some of this raw sugar that I like to use. We're just going to roll the tops of our cookies in those, and that's going to be our dough. So we're going to roll the tops of that in there, and you just need a couple of tablespoons is all you're going to need. Now if you don't have any of this raw sugar, don't worry. You can just use a little bit of regular granulated sugar, or you can put some holiday sprinkles on. You can kind of just decorate them as you'd like. And so I'm using, this is about the size of 2 tablespoons worth of dough. And so once I scoop it up, then I take the back of the scooper, and you want to kind of press just like I'm doing there, and just press down a little bit, because the cookies are going to bake up nice big round, and like they're going to be a little flat. They're not going to be high cookies. They're going to be more on the flat side cookies. crispy around the edge, soft in the middle. And so this is what it looks like once you dip it in the raw sugar. And again, I take the back of my scooper and I just kind of press down a little bit, maybe just about a half of an inch, a quarter of an inch is what I press in the center of the dough. Now while I'm doing this, I have my oven is preheating on 375 degrees. Now that bonus cookie that I was talking about earlier, what you would do is once your dough is made, you take your dough, divide it in half, and half of your dough, you can mix that with chocolate chips, semi-sweet chocolate chips, and yes y'all, you have just made some chocolate chip cookies. So you can mix it with semi-sweet chocolate chips. You can also put some walnuts with that, some pecans if you like, or just the chocolate chips. Well, our cookies are ready for the oven, and our cookies are going to bake in the oven for 10 to 12 minutes. And this is what it looks like when the cookies come out of the oven, nice and set and golden brown around the edges, a little bit of a moist look in the center, just a little bit. And also, once you bake up your cookies, you want to let them sit on your cookie sheet for about 1 to 2 minutes before removing the cookies. And so these are our wonderful brown sugar cookies. Well, I have let our brown sugar cookies cool for a minute, and so I'm going to go on and give them a try. This is what the bottom is looking like. The top, it's glistening with that raw sugar. Go ahead and take your bite. I'm going to go ahead and take my bite and see how we did with our brown sugar cookies today, y'all. Oh, they're nice and soft. I love the texture and taste of these cookies. They are just so perfect. The nice sweetness of the brown sugar comes through. You've got that taste of the vanilla that's in there. And best of all, you can maximize your time by making 1 cookie dough and getting 2 cookies. Well, Merry Christmas to you and your family. I hope you enjoyed spending time with me today in my kitchen. Don't forget to show this video some love. Give it a thumbs up. Click share. Share this video with a friend or family. Remember, it's always good when Dyvonne is cooking for the family. Bye-bye, everybody.